Hi crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. I am back with another design team project share and tutorial for Scrap Diva Designs. And I heard you guys loud and clear you wanted to see the tiered tray. I'm excited to show this to you because I've added a fun twist to it. So this is my original right here. Love, love, love how this turned out. I did the Maggie Holmes um, Woodland Grove for this. Yeah, Woodland Grove on this one. Super, super pretty. Absolutely love it. This die set has a ton of dies, but don't worry. I know it looks intimidating, but trust me when I tell you, it goes together really easily as long as you have a game plan. The hardest part is cutting because I did do a lot of layers on this. So you can put it together using less layers. Totally your prerogative. But if you want a really sturdy tiered tray, like mine is, this isn't going anywhere. You want to add those layers to it. It gives you a really solid piece, and this will hold a lot of stuff. If you want to use it for something other than paper, I would definitely suggest doing the layering um, when we get to that. So real quick, here is her website and all of the info on the back. Make sure to use that hashtag ScrapDivaDesigns for some amazing inspiration. And if I've inspired you in any way, please feel free to use my coupon code JEN10 for 10% off your purchase at the shop. I super appreciate everybody who uses my coupon code and affiliate link. I do get a small kickback and it helps me continue to create free content for you guys. So let's talk about the fun twist that I did on this. When I was putting this together, my only complaint was what can I do to make the stuff that's in the bottom trays more easily accessible if I'm using this on the daily in my craft room? So I was thinking about doing some sliding drawers for it. And I wasn't sure how I was going to complete it. These drawers slide. Yay, right? How cute. Love this twist. I did make all of them sliding drawers. Here we go. This one probably didn't need to be sliding. In fact, I may add some glue to this top one here because it doesn't really need to be sliding. You've got plenty of space in here. These ones need to be sliding, and it'll probably make this an even sturdier piece now that I'm thinking about it. So go ahead and add glue right up here if you plan on doing the sliding panels. But otherwise, I mean, how cute is that? Absolutely adorable. For this one, I did the Poppy and Pear collection, AC Digitals. This is all digital. I used that really fun textured paper from Koala that I have been loving. I will link it in the description box if you guys are interested because it's a really, really cool paper. I don't know if you can see the texture on this if the camera is picking it up, but it's a lot of fun. And the silver is the Miri Lava cardstock from a 12 by 12. Absolutely love it. My base is Flamingo from 12 by 12's Encore collection. Love that pink. It's super, super pretty. So good. So if you'd like to see how I did this, stay tuned. So to create the sides of our tiered tray, I have cut this first panel out of these dies. So you're going to want, this one is going to be your pink layer, what I did here. This stitched layer is going to be your overlay. And then you have these decorative swirl panels that go up the side. I've done that twice. I did go ahead and layer the silver just to give it a little extra depth to it. I've also cut them a third and a fourth time. This time I've done a contrasting layer for the interior. The purple is going to sit like this inside my tiered tray. Sorry, these ones are a little bad. I was going to do it a different, or I started to put them together and I shouldn't have. So bear with me, you're not going to see it. I did not cut the decorative overlay, the silver, for the interior panels. So we're going to have 3 boxes. We're going to have a small, a medium, and a large. This is the smaller one. I'm going to start with this one. And I've put it together for you just so you have a bit of a visual so you can see what we're doing as I explain how you're going to cut these. Each of the boxes are put together in the exact same way. So you are going to start each box with 2 of these. This is your side, which are these 2 pieces right here. Along with this, you're going to have 2 layering pieces. So they look similar, but one of them is just slightly taller than the other. The taller is going to be the exterior of your box. I have cut them in the light blue. The shorter of the 2 is going to be the interior of your box, and I've cut those in the darker blue. Just as a side note, when I put these on, I lined it up right with my exterior because eventually they're going to get folded over and you're going to have just a tiny bit of that pink showing. And this is going to help create uniformity when you're bringing everything up. That way you don't have to measure. Also, if you're using paper that is directional, make sure that you're applying it so that this is pointing upward and this one is pointing downwards because it is going to fold over. All right, so each box is going to have 2 of these panels. Next, for your shorter one, you're going to grab these. These are going to be your side panels. And once again, they're put together in the exact same way. This one, I used the layering piece for both sides. You're going to make them so the boxes slide out. You can go ahead and add these. If you are not adding the slide out and you're just putting it together like I did the normal way, you don't have to add these panels right here because they're getting glued directly against your sides and you're just going to cover it up anyways. I've also cut 2 of the bottom of the boxes. So as you can see, I've already layered them. I did cut one in the blue, one in the light green, and we're going to, or the light blue, I should say, and we're going to use that to cover up this right here. Moving along to the medium size box, once again, you're going to start with these side panels, and I have 2 of them cut and already put together. And then you're also going to need these 2 are going to be your bottom panels. Once again, I've cut twice. And then your end panels are going to be these right here. And then once again, I've used that same layering piece on either side. For the large bottom box, this is going to be your base layer. I have cut that. I've done it twice. You can add that layering piece to the bottom if you want it. You don't really need to. But I didn't cut it, so I'm not going to go ahead and cut it again. It's pointing downwards, so you're not even going to notice. I've also cut, once again, your 2 side panels. So it's this right here. And just remember, this is the one without the tabs. You're looking for the long piece without the tabs. You're also going to need with the tabs at the end. And I've used the exact same panels for the overlay. So once again, use your taller piece for what I've cut in the light blue, and then your shorter one for the darker blue. I also used Scrap Diva die. This is the purse strap die that I did for my handle for the top. I've already went ahead and cut this. I've cut this layering piece twice. I did put one on the interior and then my exterior as well as the doily one here. And then I went ahead after it was dry and then just curved it with my bone folder. Now, if you're going to do the sliding boxes, you're going to need 3 pieces of paper. So the largest one is going to be 3 3/8 by 5 3/4. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch on either end. And once again, your middle is going to be 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. score again on the 1/2 inch side, and we're also going to modify this another way too, and I'm going to come right back to that. But your third panel is going to be 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides once again. Okay? And go ahead and screenshot that if you want. I'm going to pretend that I did not score yet, and I'll just walk you through it. All right, so we're going to score at a 1/2 inch on either of the long sides. So I'm doing a full turn. And now I want to mark 3/4 of an inch right up to the score line. So I'm going to go right there. And then once again, I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. So right there. And I'm just going to the score line. And I'm going to do that on both ends. So once again, 3/4 to the score line, and then 3/4 to the score line. So I just did 3/4 and then at 2 inches. You're only going to do that with this one. The rest of them just have the normal 1/2 inch score lines. So I'm going to go ahead and fold those score lines over, and I'll grab a pair of scissors and then just create my tabs just to make this move nicely. So once again, grabbing my tabs. Okay, grab your scissors, cut the ends off those tabs. Okay, now for our last one. What we're going to do is take my scissors, and I'm going up that 1/2 inch score line, and I'm cutting just to the 3/4 of an inch mark. Now I'm going to create my tabs by joining that cut. Once again, we can go up, just slicing a little bit of it off, and then meet at the corner. Okay, we're going to be left with something that looks like this. Once again, go right up, meet at the corner. That's what you should have left. Your overlay, I just took 1/8 of an inch off. Now you're going to want to remember each of these measurements are at 5 3/4 of an inch. You're just going to take 1 inch off that. So when you're doing your measurements, you're going to take 1/8 inch off either side. When you fold these tabs over, you're going to have 4 3/4 of an inch. So your overlay for this one is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. Okay, and all I've did is just given you 1 inch on this. I've cut it twice, one for my exterior, one for my interior. Okay, and I've done that with each of these. And you can go ahead and add your pattern paper to each of these right now. Okay, so I have all of my pieces together. I did go ahead and use a bone folder to really burnish those edges when I was putting them on. And then let's go ahead and set these aside. So let's go ahead and put these boxes together. I've pulled all of my components. I'm starting with my 2 tabs for the sides. I'm going to set this one aside and work with this one. So what we want to do is add some glue to this tab, and of course I'm using Barely Art glue for this. Love my Barely Art for 3D projects. And I'm going to buttress that right up to the side here. Add some glue to this panel and buttress it up. This project is actually quite easy to put together. It's just the cutting takes a little while. And you could cut your cutting time down by not adding as many layers to this. But I will say by adding the multiple layers, you are going to get a much, much sturdier project. And I am actually going to be using mine in my craft room to hold probably some sequins mixes in my new craft room. So I want it to be very sturdy. Now that we have all of our sides on, I'm going to start working on these tabs. So I'm going to add glue to all of them at once. And then we're going to pull up on the tab. Make sure that it's nice and lined up. And you can add glue to your interior. And I like to add glue to both of the sides and then flip it over. So once again, you're getting a really sturdy box this way. Earlier, it dries really fast, so it's really good for 3D. Super strong too. It's a really strong glue. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and press down those edges real quick. Use the point of your bone folder to get into the corners. And now we can add our back panel. Like so. Okay, that's it. That's how you put together these boxes. Super easy. While I have this one out, I'm going to add my bottom panel. Just left that off so you guys could see it. I added glue to all of my tabs. And now I'm just going to start building my box, bringing those tabs in and pinching. Okay, perfect. Now to save a little time, I already went ahead and put my bottom box together. Just make sure that you're adding your tabbed pieces on opposite ends, okay? So go ahead and apply glue. Once the tabs are in place, go ahead and glue the interior panels down. Okay, we have all of our boxes together. I'm going to set these aside, let them start working on these side panels. So once again, these have already been put together. I'm just going to set them aside. You're putting this together the normal way. You can go ahead and glue your front and back panels together. Then you would go ahead and just start gluing your boxes on. So I would line mine up in the center, glue down a box. Line it up in the center, glue down a box. Line it up in the center and glue. If you're doing the sliding drawers, grab your panels. This one's going to be super easy. We're going to start with our bottom panel. Once again, make sure that these are folded over nicely. Use that bone folder for that nice crisp edge. I am going to put the glue on the interior of my tab. Find the center. which this looks about right. I'm just eyeing it up. Don't have to go crazy. Okay. And once again, I'll add a little bit of glue to my panel and line up. I try not to get a little too crazy when it comes to doing this stuff. I hate to measure. Okay, moving on to our next panel. Glue to the interior. And now I'm going to come over and slide this on. I'm going to make sure that this is really straight and lined up. So before gluing this other tab, I'm going to go ahead and set this panel in. Just line it right up. Now I'm going to go back to working on this panel. Pull that up and bring this over. We can add our last panel. Don't worry, you're not going to be able to see any of that junky stuff. Pushing it right up to the edge. And although I know this does not seem like it's going to be very sturdy, just wait until we put these side panels on. Before I add my side pieces, I am going to add my handle, and I am just lining up with that tab. Adding a little more glue than I normally would too. Now all we had to do is add glue to these side panels. And once again, I'm adding a bit more glue than I normally would. Okay, so here she is. I've got my side panels in. So stinking cute. Put all of my drawers in. Boom. They come out if you want them to. So good. I love this. So I'm not going to do too much embellishing with this. I did cut, these bows are the star bow that came out, I believe it was spring of last year. I'm not sure. I will link it in the description box. And I'm going to apply these with hot glue. And I'm going to hit right at the top where my handle is. Cover that right up. Okay, and then I did do just some of the ephemera from the collection. Sorry, I've got glue all over my hands. I've been crafting. So this, I just did some print and cut ephemera. I am using the digital of Poppy and Pear. And then I did this one here. And then I did this one here. Look how cool that is. Look at how many layers it is to it. I really got to do a print and cut tutorial for you guys to do the ephemera. That's it. So easy, right? Not hard to put together. Like I said, the hardest part of this is going to be the cutting. Let me just pull out my original here. You can take a look. So good. And then we have the slide out version here. So cute. Love them. Such a fun die. So make sure to head on over to Scrap Diva Designs. I will link all of the dies that I've used in the description box and I'll hook my affiliate link directly up to it. So you can either hit the affiliate link or use my coupon code JEN10 to save. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye.